This was not anticipated. To be honest, everyone is stunned by the receipts that are beginning to surface. Imagine creating an empire of black love that lasts for decades and then disintegrating in the most blatantly disrespectful and public manner imaginable. Well, but this is no longer just a split. A treachery that strikes too close to home is the subject of this. Our conversation is about friendships. We are discussing the female code as well as a warning that has been released. And believe me, there is silence in the room when Teyana Taylor talks. And nobody anticipated how enormous this would get. Was it a prearranged event? Was it coming for a long time? Or is this the best way to recover? Every time we believe the Shumpert-Taylor fallout is over, a fresh trapdoor appears. The name that's on everyone's lips this time is also not a stranger. Someone who has been a part of the circle. Why did Kayla Nicole's name end up in the middle of one of the most messy divorces in Hollywood? What was it that Teyana discovered that set off a global digital warning? Most critically, is now the right time? Where does the cool female stereotype end? However, it gets worse. Because of what I'm going to demonstrate, there is a conflict simmering behind the carefully manicured Instagram accounts and the strong female captions, which makes the NBA Finals appear such as a scrimmage. Stay attentive because the story's initial turn will make you reevaluate everything you believe to be true about celebrity loyalty. And it's not even the most absurd aspect. We need to examine the participants in order to comprehend why the world is trembling at the moment. One side features Juna Mother's visionary Teyana Taylor, who choreographed Beyoncé at the age of 15 and starred in the most famous Kanye West video of all time. The Year. The it girl who opted for family was her. Iman was her pick. Conversely, there is Iman Shumpert, the NBA champion and Dancing with the Stars winner, who was formerly thought to be regarded as the epitome of a helpful spouse. Together, the Shumperts were more than just a couple, they were a brand. They had the public's unfailing trust, the reality show, and the coordinated costumes. For 10 years, they served as the model for black love. However, the fissures were visible long before the cameras ceased filming. In public, they were objectives. In private, the divorce documents that started to appear in 2023, where it was a hollowed-out marriage that was finalist in mid-2024, although Teyana first attempted to maintain her composure on Instagram by denying infidelity was the reason. The court filings revealed a more sinister image of brutality and emotional stress. According to Teyana, Iman darkened her light because she was insecure about her celebrity and had to do everything in her power to save her family. While the world applauded a romance that was romantic, we're talking about a woman who battled for her marriage for years, already dying in private. Kayla Nicole, the third person, comes in. Kayla Nicole is not your typical chick. The well-known media personality is the former partner of Travis Kelce, a lady who spent years negotiating the WAG lifestyle's heightened scrutiny. She is familiar with the professional sports world. She is aware of the strain on relationships in public. This is where the history becomes complicated, though. Kayla Nicole's shocking revelation during an appearance on Angel Reese's podcast in late 2024 put social media detectives into a frenzy. Following a previous split, she acknowledged being nasty and disclosed that she had once dressed up as her ex's new girlfriend for October 31st. The receipts were quickly located on the internet. Images of Kayla in the Fade video from years ago, dressed as Teyana Taylor. Iman and Kayla have a past, right? Precisely. At last, the maths began calculating for the admirers. Kayla said a guy texted her to dump her for a well-known singer or actress. Teyana, who never tolerates a small gesture, clapped back at the moment, describing the motion as repulsive and embarrassing. The woman basically advised Kayla not to mention her name in the absurdity. Let's go ahead to 2026. It's a settled divorce. Teyana has left with 4 opulent residences, a settlement of millions of dollars, and her involvement in numerous battles earned her an Oscar nomination. Her career is at its height right now. In an effort to minimize the turmoil, Iman has been turning to music and the media. Recently, he even made an appearance on Club Shay Shay, in referring to Kayla as a close friend and asserting that she expressed regret for the insulting podcast. However, this is when things start to change. What makes man stand up for Kayla Nicole on a global stage when his divorce from Teyana is still pending, being spoken about in every headline? Why does it seem like a premeditated attempt to put Teyana under pressure if they are only friends? And the murmurs of the industry began as a faint murmur. Why is he keeping her safe? What's actually happening between the close friends? This was no longer merely about a situationship from the past. If the current rumors are accurate, Iman isn't simply moving on. He's moving, returning to the same woman Teyana had cautioned against. The female code is being torn apart, not merely cracked. If a woman publicly disparaged your wife, even if she is now your ex, you don't go back to her unless you want to battle. Additionally, Iman's reputation as the champion of co-parenting is being questioned. People are questioning Kayla's public persona as the unconcerned queen. Teyana, on the other hand, has been concentrating on her thriving acting career and her daughters, Junie and Rue. However, every lioness possesses a breaking point. But things grow worse because it appears from the recent social media posts that Iman and Kayla's friendship has gone too far for Teyana to overlook. Behind the scenes, friendly co-parenting has just reached a dead end. The unrest began when a tape from Angel Reese's podcast, Unapologetically Angel, began spreading like wildfire on X and TikTok. Kayla Nicole is questioned about the most bizarre thing she's ever done in the video. Done in a partnership at any point. She smiles and launches into what she refers to as a petty tale. She talks about being texted and discarded by a well-known singer or actress at the time. But she did not end there. Kayla acknowledged that she dressed up like this woman for Halloween out of pure resentment and sadness. "I dressed up as that lady," she stated, thus attesting to the fact that she had spent the entire night acting like the woman who had stolen her man. Finding the receipts online took just 3 minutes. During Teyana Taylor's renowned Fade song video, fans unearthed old pictures of Kayla Nicole from 2016 wearing the recognizable gray exercise attire. Furthermore, the insight was like a ton of bricks to the chronology. Kayla was discussing Iman Shumpert. This wasn't only a chance encounter. It was revealed that Iman had supposedly left Kayla Nicole in order to pop out. 10 years ago, Teyana Taylor was with me. Reactions on social media were harsh and quick. She has been clinging to this for a decade. It's compulsive. While Kayla is away, Teyana has been taking care of herself and her children. Podcasts that revisit 2016. Not that she claimed Teyana was well known. It has an enormous shade. Fans went crazy and started using snake emojis in Kayla's remarks. However, Teyana Taylor didn't simply observe and observe. Teyana entered a T-Blog's comments section before the post was even in our old, an action that epitomized Harlem exuberance. She didn't refrain. Kayla's remarks were described by Teyana as repulsive and uncalled for. She pointed out that Teyana, was the one who had been married to the man for 7 years and had 2 children with him, while Kayla was playing petty games on a podcast. The line that hurts Teyana the most: "You tugged, turned around and attempted to intimidate the black woman who was married to your situationship, despite having been the black card in the Taylor Swift case." The first turn of events that completely altered the story came next. Kayla was being pulled for the fading costume by Teyana at the same moment. Iman Shumpert made the decision to join the conversation. He did not, however, defend his ex-wife. Rather, Iman and Shannon Sharp went on Club Shay. What's more, he stood up for Kayla Nicole. Iman called Kayla a terrific friend and said she was simply being honest, laughing the whole thing off. To be honest, the narrative was humorous. Then he disclosed something that seemed like a slap. Confronting Teyana, Kayla had personally apologized to him for her actions. She did apologize to the man, but not to the woman she had disparaged. Before the roar returned twice as loud, the internet fell silent for a brief while. Why was Iman portraying Kayla Nicole as Captain Sao while Teyana was out here standing up for herself? Iman Shumpert had the shovel and the female code was dead and buried. This section is over. Elevated stress. The public started to wonder what else was going on behind closed doors, since they were now close friends and he was standing up for her against his kid's mother. However, things worsened because there was something far more scandalous going on in the background when we were watching the podcast clips. The stakes were suddenly escalated to a level for which no one was ready. Following the Sashay interview with Iman's group, the #Teyana movement became a literal force. Numerous tea rooms and influencers, including Tasha K, started examining the body language. What made Iman feel so at ease? He was defending Kayla's truth above Teyana's essay. But why? Impact of the brand was instantly. After the divorce with Travis Kelce, Kayla Nicole attempted to reinvent herself as a fitness and lifestyle tycoon, but all of a sudden she was once again the antagonist. But when a mysterious message was uploaded to Teyana's Instagram story, things really got out of hand. The message reads, "Focus on the prize, not the noise." The noise has been recycling since 2016. The video shows her holding her Golden Globe. Then came the second development, which was a legal bombshell. There were rumors that Teyana's legal team was investigating deliberate emotional distress because of remarks she made in public during the divorce finalization. What's even more shocking is a sighting that was leaked from a posh Miami hotel, one of just 2 weeks prior to the podcast episode airing. Iman Shumpert and Kayla Nicole were allegedly sighted at the same boutique hotel. According to an anonymous tip to a prominent tabloid, suddenly, Iman's apology didn't sound like a brief text message. It sounded like a meeting in person. Does this go beyond friendship? This becomes the greatest betrayal in the industry if Iman and Kayla are truly hooking up today, as the rumors indicate. Kayla wasn't. She was claiming her territory, merely sharing a humorous anecdote. She was telling the world, "I had him first, and now that you're done with him, I have him again." The legal situation becomes much more complicated. Divorce settlement between Teyana and Iman included child support and property worth millions. The co-parenting debate is formally ended if Iman is utilizing shared resources or bringing acquaintances who publicly disagree with Teyana to their daughters, Junie and Rue. What a climax. At the height of the Miami rumors, Kayla Nicole shared a picture of herself sporting a very particular piece of jewelry. Iman appears to be wearing a chain that resembles one he has recently been spotted sporting in his music videos. Teyana was about to deliver a receipt that would permanently put a stop to the good friend story, but something else was going on behind the scenes. As the entire culture watches this car crash in slow motion, it is currently paralyzed. We haven't seen a triangle this complicated in years, but we have seen messy. 3 separate warring parties have emerged from the reaction, and the intensity is at an all-time high. The fans are split in layer 1, a squad against B. Hashtag Team Teyana is on one side. Her fans never stop bringing up the fact that Teyana spent 10 years starting a family before having a woman from the outer circle. Bring up past grievances for a podcast listener. They didn't think Kayla's fade costume story was trivial. By taking advantage of Teyana's actual suffering, it was a determined attempt to remain relevant. The remarks are scathing. Teyana is a mother and a candidate for an Oscar. Kayla continues to discuss a 2016 text. Conversely, hashtag Team Kayla is retaliating, claiming that Kayla was only expressing her truth regarding getting abandoned. In addition to pointing out that Iman is now unmarried, they are calling Teyana insecure. They contend that given the actual harassment Kayla has experienced from others, Teyana's remark about her black card was a low blow, admirers. Layer 2. PR nightmares and industry insiders. Behind the scenes, PR analysts describe Kayla Nicole's rebranding as a disaster. If she has put in a lot of effort to overcome after the Travis Kelce incident, she was labeled a professional ex-girlfriend, but this most recent stunt with Iman has put her squarely back in that category. Rumors about the Taylor alliance are also circulating among industry insiders. Keep in mind, Taylor Swift, who is currently engaged to Kayla's other well-known ex, recently celebrated Teyana Taylor's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, by sending her a huge public gift basket. When the 2 most influential Taylors in the business begin trading presents, Kayla Nicole is gaining popularity, the industry notices. Kayla is successfully shut out of the inner circle by what feels like a well-planned girl code front. The analyst's approach. Layer 3. In cultural, this has been dubbed a masterclass in triangulation by critics. They are accusing Iman Shumpert of being responsible. Why is he being given a pass? It was he who allegedly lied for months before leaving. For the other. 1. Additionally, he's keeping the flame hot by playing both sides on Club Shay Shay, defending Kayla while claiming to be best friends with Teyana. This is more than just a female feud, according to analysts. It's about a man who won't let go of his history, keeping both ladies bound to his story. There are significant PR ramifications. While Teyana's stock is growing as the victim, brands are beginning to disassociate themselves from the problem. Elegant monarch. However, just when you think things are getting settled, a quote is released that completely alters the atmosphere in the industry. Finish with a high level of tension. A near high-level source just dropped a bombshell to Teyana's camp. Teyana is not merely upset about a costume. She is upset about Iman calling Kayla in the middle of the night. When we believed the fade was over, the drama reached its climax with the costume, and a final explosive development has now gone off. This story is officially entering the courtroom and leaving the comments section. It's been reported that Teyana Taylor's legal following Iman's Club Shasha appearance. The team filed a fresh motion. There are ongoing disagreements about the disparagement provisions in their settlement. Even though the divorce was finalist in 2025, Teyana has previously been ordered to pay Iman $70,000 for her tirades on Instagram, but now the roles are reversed. The last surprise is that Kayla Nicole is allegedly being sought by Teyana's team for a deposition. You heard correctly. Furthermore, if Iman and Kayla have, she might be legally required to provide her phone records since they were close friends and she had been speaking privately about the marriage or the divorce process. This is more than simply tea. This poses a legal risk. The apology is something Iman brought up throughout the podcast. Teyana's solicitors would like to know exactly what was discussed in that conversation and whether any private information about their settlement was mentioned. But that's not all. Everyone has been astonished by this move. Additionally, Kayla Nicole abruptly deleted all references to reality or pettiness from her Instagram account. She's stopped talking entirely. No more subtle tints, no more podcast clips. Could she be evading a subpoena? Or did Teyana's caution finally register? The other shoe is now waiting to drop on the internet. There are rumors that there is a second section to the Shasha interview with the club. A man's destination into much depth regarding his friendship with Kayla. The entire $10 million deal might be completely destroyed if that video leaks. Remember, this is not the end of the narrative. Here's a war of attrition. At the moment, Kayla and Iman are engaging in a risky game of he said, she said, with Teyana Taylor maintaining all the upper hand. The suspenseful ending. A picture of Iman's Maybach parked outside a store was recently leaked. Kayla Nicole was seen in the recording studio earlier that night. This is undoubtedly one of the most well-planned, chaotic, and compulsive sagas we've covered in a long time. Everything is in it. And the entire business is taking sides in a $10 million divorce, a 10-year-old grudge, and a girls' code violation. But I'd like to hear from you immediately. In this case, who do you believe? Do you believe Kayla Nicole was simply sharing a humorous anecdote and being relatable? Or did she mean to damage Teyana's reputation on purpose? Is Iman Shumpert acting like a buddy who is encouraging? Or is he using Kayla as a weapon to get revenge on his former spouse? How about Teyana? Is it appropriate for her to defend herself and give these cautions? Or should she follow her caption and ignore the noise? Is Kayla's career at its pinnacle? Can she ever get her girl image back? Is she formally the new villain in the industry after this? Immediately share your ideas in the comments section. Every single one is being read by me. If you believe Teyana to be the indisputable queen, please leave a throne. Tell me why you believe Kayla is being singled out unfairly. Please remember to subscribe with alerts enabled and use the like button if you like this breakdown. The speed at which papers are being updated could alter all we know concerning this friendship. Watch this space. Thus, the next receipt that is dropped could be the person who puts an end to everything. Do you want me to create a popular YouTube video? Description of an image or a community post to complement this script?